Officials are giving a press conference right now with the latest updates. Everything we know so far. Let's listen to that.
Pursuant to supplies, medical supplies throughout Northern California. Our aggressive fire attack to try to control the fire on the roof due to high winds and low humidity and high temperatures. The fire extended quickly across the roof and quickly extended into the building. Within 30 to 40 minutes, the entire building was fully involved. We had issues with water supply initially, and that hampered our firefighting efforts. Ember casting from the original roof fire extended embers throughout our community. We had 3 additional fires. One was 2.5 miles from the incident. Currently, the building is still burning. We have crews in defensive posture trying to not control the fire, but we'll be here for a couple of days trying to put the fire out. The other fires, one fire was in the FedEx facility that was adjacent to this warehouse. Again, aggressive fire attack, mutual aid resources. We were able to save the FedEx warehouse, which is another very large facility. The other 2 fires, one at our airport and one off of Lambers Road and Valpico Road. The airport fire is 100% contained. The fire at Valpico and Lambers Road is 80% contained, and crews will probably be working on that one throughout the night. That's our update for now. We have a total of 120 firefighters between the three fires. We have 35 pieces of apparatus. We have mutual aid support from Stanislaus County and Alameda County and throughout San Joaquin County. And we also requested an incident command type 3 team from Stanislaus County. They are here, and we've began to kind of bring them into our command structure and work with them. Also, I want to recognize our partners from law enforcement. Tracy Police Department, our Sheriff's Office, and CHP has been instrumental with evacuations and controlling our streets and allowing our firefighters to do their jobs. We have been monitoring the air quality, and we have 3 different monitoring stations, and we have not recognized any air that would require any protective actions. I think that's my update for this evening. I'm willing to take a couple of questions, and again, we have our law enforcement counterparts here that would entertain questions.
Can you talk about some of the challenges you're facing tonight as far as trying to take this fire?
Yeah, it's a 1 million square foot warehouse fire, and it's still casting embers. So a 1 million square foot fire is an extremely rare fire, not only in California, but in the United States. And so this is a unique fire for us. And so we expect to be here for a couple of days. We're also concerned, again, the embers and the winds, and making sure that we don't have any additional fires that are from our ember casting.
Are you guys still dealing with the water?
Yeah, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. We believe it started on the roof, but again, that's just the initial. We have investigators. I think we're going to receive some help from ATF. Our investigators are on scene, but again, it's going to take them a little bit. They're reviewing video right now. It's going to take them a little bit to really get a handle on exact origin and cause.
Is the water pressure on the toxicity of the air?
So we had problems with water pressure initially on the fire. The fire hydrants within the yard of the facility lacked pressure. So we had to connect to the fire hydrants on the street from the municipal water system. We don't know why those fire hydrants weren't pressurized. We did look back at the records to make sure they were tested. They were tested in January. The fire system, the fire pumps, the fire hydrants, and the fire alarm system. So those tests were done. It'll take us a while to figure out why those hydrants weren't as operational as they should have been.
Are you concerned with the toxicity in the air?
Can you ask again, please?
Are you concerned with the community and the toxic fumes that are?
We are monitoring. We've set up 3 different monitoring stations, and we have not seen any indication that it would require any protective actions at this time. If that changes, then we will put protective actions in place.
What about the spring?
You know, the fire evolved extremely quickly, and initially we did not see any sprinklers activate, so that's part of our investigation.
Do you know what kind of fuel it was, what it was that was burning that caused it to burn so fast?
Well, this is a warehouse with a variety of commodities that include a lot of medical supplies, and so a lot of cardboard, a lot of paper products, and that extends fires quickly.
A lot of debris coming down in nearby neighborhoods. Is there any concern for those that might be taking those pieces up?
I don't think so. I think that it's more like charcoal from what we understand. So right now we don't have those concerns.
How's the water pressure tonight?
Water pressure is good from the city hydrants. So we're working off of those hydrants.
Can you tell us any determined if it's 2 more days?
Again, this is such a unique fire. There's probably been 3 or 4 of these in the history of our country, this size of warehouse fire. And so we don't know. And we may be here for 3 or 4 days. You know, this thing may be concluded in the next 2 days. We just don't know.
Did the fire suppression system go off inside of Medline?
I don't believe so.
Do you know who called 911 tonight? Or earlier this afternoon?
We don't. We're reviewing those tapes right now, and we want to interview the person that made the initial 911 call.
How long did it take to evacuate after the 911 call? Was anybody injured?
There were no injuries, and I would absolutely like to make that point. Although we had a very significant fire, again, strong winds, high temperature, low humidity, and the fact that no firefighters were injured, all the employees evacuated safely, and we really had a really challenging firefight, and the fact that everybody is safe is really impressive. So no injuries.
How many people were there?
Normally 900. I think there was 120 when the fire occurred.
What hazardous materials were inside?
We have a list of hazardous materials. We're reviewing those right now, and you can imagine, again, a medical supply company, that there's several types of hazardous materials. So we're reviewing those right now. I don't have a list for you right now. Thank you. We appreciate it. We probably will not have another press release or a press conference until tomorrow morning, probably around 0800 hours. So thank you all for being here.
All right, so you have been listening to a press conference, the very first press conference, in fact, that we have heard from this giant distribution center fire that we have been following in Tracy. It broke out about 1:30 this afternoon. And first of all, I want to talk about the intensity and the impressiveness of the video that we have been seeing. This is a 1 million square foot facility. The chief said there have been maybe 3 or 4 of these in history,
in the history
ever in
of
the
our
United
country.
States.
I mean, it's really incredible.
Yeah, and the other point that I want to make, and I think that's really important, and the point that he made very clear, was the suppression systems, right? Yeah. So he talked about the hydrants that were within the facility and saying that none of the hydrants within the facility were pressurized, but he was very clear to make a point that they had to go outside and attach to the city hydrants, and the city hydrants were just fine, because obviously that's a liability issue, right? And they wanted to make sure that they are taken out of liability. And he also said that the sprinkler systems that were within this 1 million square foot facility, that they weren't showing any evidence that any of those were activated after that fire broke out and that first 911 call came in.
Yeah, well, I mean, and we just want to reemphasize, we brought this to you earlier, but since our last newscast, still no injuries reported, which is incredibly impressive. There were over 100 people in that warehouse at the time working. So the good news is that there were no injuries to people in the building or the firefighters. But really, one of the biggest concerns moving forward, we saw that thick black smoke. The fire department is still reviewing a list of hazardous materials. I mean, this was a medical supply distribution center. So, you know, you heard it there from officials that there could be several different chemicals and hazardous materials in there that we're still going to have to work to find out, you know, if that's leaching into the air.
And we see wildfires burning all the time. And with the smoke that you see from wildfires is a much lighter colored smoke, right? Because it's natural, you know, woods and covering. But when you have really black smoke like that, usually it's indicative of something burning. The darker the smoke, you know, the more hazardous it usually is, the more toxins are usually in it. And that's certainly not to say that we have any idea, but it's a medical supplies company company. So there's probably a huge amount of plastics that are in there.
Yeah.
And obviously he can't say, he doesn't have the name of the specific types of plastics or anything else because he doesn't want to freak people out. You say that on TV and next thing you know, people
Right.
are going to Google and thinking that, you know, something terrible is going to happen. So obviously one of the big things to check out, and given the amount of smoke, and it's still putting off a lot of smoke, they're going to be watching it for 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, so there's neighborhoods with Tracy, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to Tracy, but it's subdivision after subdivision, you know, and surrounded by farmland. It's a bedroom community to the Bay Area. So there are millions of people that live there. And so that smoke and the smell of it and the remnants of it that's going to be covering that area is going to be around for quite some time, and it's probably going to worry some people.
Yeah, absolutely.